Hello friends, and welcome to the channel. This is Stormhaven Gaming, I'm John, and this is Timberborn. Okay, we're on day 6, we have 1 day left until the next drought hits us. We have under 200 water, we have under 300 food. We're not doing as well as I'd hoped we would. We have some empty water storage up here. We have our 3 water pumps theoretically working. But, you know, we don't have any haulers, so all of the workers in here have to take the water to the storage themselves, which isn't ideal. We've just had a carrot crop grow up, so I've taken a couple of workers out of the district centre for the moment and chucked them in there to harvest that. We'll get that harvested and then we'll get it replanted. I should take this opportunity to address some of the comments. It has been mentioned that putting it on prioritising the harvesting means you get a sort of a more steady flow of food in rather than a bunch of carrots at one time, which is absolutely true. But at the moment we don't have a lot of beavers. We certainly don't have any spare beavers. It's not worth keeping beavers in there all the time. So I'd rather get the food out of the fields and into storage, then get it replanted, then we can turn this off and wait for them to grow and use them elsewhere. I have also popped in a second gatherer's flag, again to just sort of boost our food stocks a little bit, get us a bit more prepared for the drought. Yeah, that's basically all I've done. Literally, I've played on like, you know, a day and a half. Another comment was why I put the power wheel up here when I could have just put it down here. I mean, I could have, if I was going to put the power wheel down here, I wouldn't have needed a power wheel. I could have just attached the second lumber mill directly to this one because we have more than enough power coming off that wheel. But I want to save this sort of fertile land down here for additional growing space. Yeah, we don't have a lot of space to grow stuff, and I don't want to fill it up with industrial buildings, basically. Okay. I mean, we're in about as good a position as we can possibly be for the drought. We've got our little sort of holding pen for the water up here, so we can dump bad water off when we get a bad tide. We can use this to keep this filled during the drought for as long as the water in there lasts. It's not going to last long. This is only, what, 2 deep at its deepest point? Yeah, it's 2 deep at its deepest point. Once we get some explosives, we can come in and clear that. Gives a little bit more space. Maybe move that levee over to there. So we've got like another block in the corner there. But yeah, there's not a lot else we can do other than sort of expanding it this way. And we'd want to get rid of the rubble there, the ruins there before we start expanding anywhere. Or we could expand this way and put in a larger reservoir across this side. That would be probably better. Yeah. So if we were to build out a reservoir to about here, maybe, we'd lose a little bit of this space. Not much. We'd use maybe that much there. We'd have that side in the reservoir and then down to about there. It would store a reasonable amount of water and we'd be able to let it out easily enough to a certain point. Anyway, that's thinking well into the future. We don't need to worry about that just yet. What we need to do is worry about having enough food and enough water in storage to be able to survive these droughts and the inevitable bad tides. So, what will I do? I will spin on till the morning. We do still have one lumberjack working. We're not in any desperate need for wood at the moment. We've got a little bit of a few planks stored up as well, because obviously we have the 2 lumber mills working. Yeah. Alright, I think we're as good a position as we can be, so I'll spin on until the morning and we'll see how brutal this drought is going to be. There we go. 10 days. I mean, we should be okay. Honestly, we should be okay. We have water in there. We have some water up there. We've got some water in storage. Still less than 200, but, you know. I've shut these off for the moment. Oh, is it worth putting in a haulers and just doing my usual... Yes, it is. Yes. Yes, it is. I'm going to put in a hauling post. Yeah, may as well just pop it in there. And it will be the workplace. Drop that down to the lowest priority. So it'll only take what would normally be spare beavers. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know if there's anything else we can really do. Oh, I can shut you off. So we've got 2 spare beavers there. I suppose I could open up one of these lumberjack flags. And I'll pop the spare one in there for the moment. And then once this is built, we'll swap that around again. Okay. I will spin on through the drought. Yeah, we do need to get some more food on the go. But we are going to need more beavers for that. And at the moment, I don't know that we've got enough food and water for the beavers we have. So we'll go a little bit carefully on that. Okay, start of day 9 then. We've got 8 days left of the drought. We've already cleared our carrot fields and we're replanting. And I have now set that to prioritise planting. And we'll see how that goes. I will be taking 2 of the beavers out of there as soon as this is planted up. I've turned off our gatherer bushes because apart from that one, there's nothing left to gather. We are pretty much full on berries, so that's okay. Our hauler's post is in, and we have some beavers in there for the moment. Yeah, okay. I will... What am I going to do? We've got 2 in there at the moment. I'm going to let some more water out of here. Not a huge amount. There we go. Just to get a little bit more in there. I don't want it to spill out the dam, obviously. So we just want to keep enough in there to keep things hydrated. There we go. That's fine. How are we doing for water? Still 200 water. Okay, that's all right. That's not a terrible thing. I've put in another lodge down here to expand our population a little bit. Just a little bit. Just want to keep that growing slowly. I just don't want it to stagnate or fall because that will cause us many, many problems. Oh, we do need more food. Where are we going to put more food? We've got a little bit of space down here that we can reach with our current farmhouse. Other than that, there's not a lot. We'd have to build a new farmhouse over here somewhere. We've got some trees regrowing there. Oh, this is difficult. I'm paralysed with indecision already. And we've barely started. Yeah, I think more food is going to be key. All this is going to die back because of contamination. So the only other place we can really plant is up here. Until we get... Where are they? The contamination barriers, for which we need metal blocks. Which we're a little way off. But until we get those, there's not a lot we can really do with this bit of land here. Because, as I say, it is going to become contaminated. Okay, for the moment, I am going to... What shall I plant? Let's plant some... Yeah, let's plant some sunflowers. Just in there like that for the moment. We'll probably end up redoing that. They can't get to there. Okay, fine. That will just give us another little bit of food every now and again. That should be fine for now. Okay. Okay. All I can really do is spin on through this drought and see how we do, isn't it? Hope we maintain our food and water supplies. We've got, basically 3 days until the carrots are ready to go. So let's take 2 of those workers out of there. There we go. We'll leave 1 in for now. Got a couple of trees up there we can cut down. So let's pause that lumberjack. Right, and I will spin on. Right, halfway through the drought then. We are out of water up here. That did not last any time at all. That evaporated so quickly. So that's not really a viable water storage at all. We still have some water in here. I've turned off this water pump for the moment. Still got 160. No, I'm going to have to turn that back on. We are going to need to get that into storage. We've got about a day left on the carrots growing up. We've got about 2.5 days left till the sunflowers grow up. They may not make it. Not sure this water is going to last that long. So they may die before we get to harvest them, which is unfortunate. Still have plenty of berries. Still haven't turned these gatherer flags back on because, again, none of these bushes have grown up, so it's not really worth it. Yeah. That's basically where we do have 5 children, so that's a positive. 2 spare beds at the moment. We should be okay. I'm less confident now than I was at the start, but we should be okay. 3 days left of the drought. Our carrots are in and they are being harvested. I have left it set to planting. See how that goes. I'm a little worried that this water isn't going to last long enough for them to actually harvest all of those carrots. But that is what it is. There's not a lot we can do about that at the moment. I mean, I could turn this off, but we only have 120 water in storage. And if that's going to evaporate, we want to get it in storage as quickly as possible. So yeah, I do think that these sunflowers are not going to make it. Well, we'll see. I mean, I don't know how long it takes for them to die once they're deprived of water. So they might survive. Who knows? Oh, I will reset that up to there, though, before I forget. And over here, as you can see, I'm starting to build a levee wall across the back here. So this is going to be the back wall of our reservoir. It's going to come out along, as I say, probably to about here. And then back over and back this way. Obviously, it's going to take a lot of wood. We don't have a huge amount of wood at the moment, but we have some. So we might as well get started on that on the off chance that we can actually complete it before everybody dies of thirst and or hunger. I'm not ruling out either. Hunger-wise, actually, I mean, in terms of this drought, we've only got 2 days left. We should be all right. I mean, we've got plenty of food to last us 2 days. It's just the water situation is a little bit troubling. But we should be all right. I am very tempted to replace these dams with floodgates, because we would then be able to store a little bit more water in here, as long as, you know, I was on the ball with closing it on time. Maybe. Not at the moment, though. We don't... no, not at the moment. We're going to concentrate on getting this levee wall built around the back, I think. We might as well start a massive engineering project before we're even remotely prepared for it. That's the Stormhaven gaming way. Well, there we go. We've got 1.8 days left, and the water has just dried up. So, yeah. Our sunflowers grew. They're going to die in 4 days, so they should survive until the water returns, in theory. So that should actually be okay. These die in 2 days. We'll probably get most of these picked before they die. Won't get any more replanted, obviously, because they won't plant in unhydrated soil. Okay, that's all right. I think we're gonna be all right for this drought. We've got 125 water left in storage. Probably going to be enough. Well, I guess we'll find out in 1.7 days, won't we? There we go. That's the drought over. We survived. We still have 49 water in storage. See, plenty, and still nearly 400 food. So that's good. We're maxed out on carrot storage. As you can see, we did manage to clear all those, and we're managing to get round to harvesting these sunflowers as well, which is nice. Yeah. So we've had a one small crop of about 20 sunflower seeds, which immediately got eaten, obviously. Looks like some of these carrot seedlings are now dying out, so they'll need to be replanted, but that's okay. That will happen pretty much as soon as the water returns. They'll prioritise on whatever's nearest to them. Okay, I can at least unpause one of our water pumps in preparation for the waters returning. Still no growth on any of these berry bushes, but I'm sure it's only a matter of time. That's starting to return. We don't really have any spare beavers at the moment. We'll need you in there. We've got 178 planks. You know what? Let's turn off our lumber mill there. Give ourselves a couple of spares. And we'll unpause that wheel as well. Come on, let's just have a little bit of water down here now, please. And then we'll fill you up as we go along. There we go. Right, that should help. Okay, we're going to need more beavers. That's the thing. We've got one of our inventor's huts paused. We have 485 science, which is pretty good. That's a couple of things at least. That'll get us a gear workshop. What else might we want? Ooh. See, an aquatic farmhouse isn't a bad idea at all now because... Whoops. We've got this space here that we could use. I mean, it won't be a huge amount because obviously, you know, there's not a lot of space to grow, but we'll be able to fill a lot of that space with crops, and they're never going to be touched by bad water. Not sure. I think we'll focus on building out this levee wall because we don't need a huge amount of technology for that. Yeah, in fact, I think we will pretty much just want levees and floodgates. That will be it. Yeah, that's it. That's all we need. So we'll be able to get that reservoir built pretty soon. Is it worth... I mean, we want to start clearing out this area here because this is good building space once we get stuff like dynamite. Because we can drop all this back and use all this as extra building and or farming space. But I really don't know what to focus on next. I think just getting this started at least. Start moving our way around here with this levee wall. That's probably the best bet. Yeah, alright, well I'll spin on for a couple of days and we'll see what's going to be next. It's almost certainly going to be a bad tide. We've gone long enough without facing one of those. And it's probably only going to be a couple of days before we get the warning. So let's unpause that water pump as well, and I will prioritise all three of these with our haulers. So at least we'll be able to try and get our storage filled up with water at least. Yeah, there's not a lot you can do down there at the moment, is there? Not until the water's returned sufficiently to flow through here. Alright, I will spin on then for a couple of days until we get our almost certainly a bad tide warning at this point. Okay, there we go. Day 5, we've got a drought warning. We're avoiding the bad tides again. I'm not going to complain. Might be a slightly shorter one this time. I think we got the warning on day 3 last time, so we might get an 8-day drought. We'll see. We'll see how that goes. In terms of everything here, we're doing all right. We've managed to almost fill our water supplies up. We do need more water. That's a given. So, what am I going to do? I'm going to demolish that lumber mill. That's the first thing I'm going to do. Then I'm going to unlock the gear workshop. And I'm going to put the gear workshop in there. But I'm going to first get rid of all of these logs. Because I don't want to waste them by having them end up in the water. And then sort of out of reach of our beavers. So we'll prioritise the gathering on those and get that out of the way. Honestly, it's taking far too long. I think I'm just going to build the gear workshop in there. There we go. Yeah, unlock that. Get that built, please, and we will prioritise that. Oh, well, it's moved everything to there by the looks of it. That's all right. We can reach that. That's fine. And you're still prioritised. All right, good stuff. Right, we'll get that built over the next day or so, hopefully. And start producing gears. We'll need somewhere to store them. And I think for the moment... Yeah, we'll stick some storage in there for now. Yes. Okay, right. And I'll spin on till the start of the drought and we'll figure out what we're dealing with. Okay, here we go. 13 days. I was entirely wrong. It's going to be longer. That's worrying. Okay, well, let's pause all of our... Well, let's pause 2 of our water pumps. Yeah, 13 days could be a problem. Well, we'll see. We'll see. Yeah, I don't know what we're really going to do. We've got food coming in. We've got a little bit of water there. That's not going to keep. We've got our gear workshop in, but obviously it's not going to be able to do anything during the drought. Your storage is entirely full of berries. All right, well, let's pause you for the moment then. Let's pop in some additional storage up here for, where are we? Carrots. Not that we really need it, but I'm going to switch this back over to harvesting because they're not getting through this field before they start to regrow. They're not getting down to the sunflowers at all unless I force them down there. We do need another farmhouse, I think, but yeah. Well, we're on to our 3rd strut of the levee. Tell you what, I will prioritise these and get those done first. Yeah. Well, we'll see. I mean, all we can do is play on and see what happens, isn't it? There's not a lot else that we can really do about it. Our birth rate isn't great. No, we've only had like 2 births in the last week, so that's not great. We do have bed spaces available. I think maybe their well-being is affecting their birth rate somewhat, but not really much I can do about that either at the moment. I suppose I could put in a what are they called? What's the word I'm looking for? Rooftop terrace thing. That one. Yeah. Let's put in one of those. See if that makes them a bit happier and more likely to breed. No idea. Okay. Okay. I'm just really stalling the actual business of plunging into this drought. But let's do it. Let's go. I'll spin on and we'll see how we do. 9 days left of the drought. We're doing okay. We've still got over 250 water in stock. We've got over 600 food now. Yeah, I think we're doing all right. Well, I mean, as I say, still got 9 days left, so that could be problematic. We don't have a lot of water left up here. We've just dropped down to sort of one tile left, and that's only that little puddle there. So, honestly, I think I'm just going to dump it all in here and hope it doesn't overflow. Let's ease it off. How much have we got left? Very little. Are we overflowing? No, I think we're okay. All right, let's dump the rest of it in there then. Or not, as the case may be. That's it. That's all we get out of there. All right. That's our lot. Well, never mind. How we do it? Oh, we got a tiny bit of spillage there, and that's just from the wave, I think. That's okay. That's only maybe one beaver death. That'll be all right. We can cope with that. Yeah, everything's going okay. I've left this water pump on. We've got our farmers replanting and harvesting as they go. Our levee wall here is taking a very long time, obviously. We have plenty of logs at the moment. This seems to be just about enough to supply us. Yeah, that's it. That's where we are. That's all we can do. It's just a case of slowly struggling on, isn't it, really? What was I going to look at? I was going to look at something. Oh, yes. So we need 200 horsepower for that. And 20 gears. Well, that'd be easy enough. See, I could put another water wheel in here, connect them up, and send the power over this way, and put in our industry over here. I mean, there's no real reason why I shouldn't do that, is there? No, there isn't. I don't know why I'm asking you. You can't answer me. And if I remember, I think I mentioned this in one of the comments, but RCE did a video where they talked about just needing basically a levee in there to force it through, and that does actually increase the power of it. We've done something similar in the last playthrough. So yeah, if I maybe just put in a line of levees across there and put in our second wheel here, connect them up, and stick a smelter on here. Not a bad plan. Don't know if it's the plan I'll go for, but it's not a bad one. Not that we really need metal. I'm just thinking, as and when we do, that would be probably the way to do it. Yeah, because I mean, the idea of sort of getting rid of a lot of this and giving ourselves some extra space, very attractive. That's a very attractive proposition, because space is at a premium on this map, obviously. Okay. Nothing I can do but spin on. So I will spin on, I guess. Right, day 15. 6 days left of the drought. We've still got a puddle left in this river. We have 250 water in storage. Well over 500 food, so I'm not particularly worried about that. I've just turned on one of these gatherers to top up with berries, which they appear to be doing. So we should have some more food there. Carrots, we might get another harvest out of them. It's doubtful at this rate. That water looks like it's just about to dry up. So that's probably the food that we have, plus the berries that we can that we'll be able to harvest before those bushes die. This could be tricky, but I think we'll manage it. I think we'll survive without any unfortunate deaths, at least. Probably. I did put in some more housing. We've had a few babies born, so we're building up our population slowly, which is the aim. Probably could have waited until after the drought, but we're all right. We're going okay at the moment. Science-wise, we're approaching 900, so that's nice. We're not using it at the moment because there is not a lot we can do. We have to take things pretty slowly. We've nearly finished this sort of first strut of our levee wall. We have our rooftop terrace in, and they were enjoying it briefly whilst it was built. Yeah. I'll spin on. Okay, well, 3.5 days left. We have no water in here. We only have 175 in storage. Plenty of food. And we did manage to get the carrots harvested before they died. Not true of the sunflowers, unfortunately. We still have some berries that we're picking over here, but we are, by the looks of it, full on storage. So we can pause the gatherer flag for there and unpause that one. We can store another 20 berries in there. Carrots-wise, yeah, we have 115, over 480 berries. Food-wise, we should be absolutely fine. Water is going to be the issue. That's almost certainly not going to be anywhere near enough. We're probably going to get quite a few deaths. Okay, the drought has ended, and in a stunning turn of events, none of our beavers are dead. We ran out of water last night, so we have 1 or 2 thirsty ones. I can see one. Yeah, I can see 1 thirsty beaver. Which is absolutely fine. I'm happy with that. I'm a bit worried that we're not going to be able to build up our water stocks quickly enough. So I've built another water pump and some additional storage is going in down here, as you can see. There we go. It does mean that we're almost entirely out of logs. But when the water returns, these should start growing again. I've already put people into the farmhouse there. So as soon as the water returns, that should hydrate. They should then start replanting all of this. Yeah. We have 1 spare bed, 4 children, 2 spaces in our horning post over here at the moment. I'm not going to bother turning on our industry just yet. That's not a necessary thing. We still have some surviving berry bushes over here, so we're going to get a bit more food in, but we have 435 berries in stock already. So that's fine, really. We're putting in another strut of our levee wall, but as I say, we are running low on logs. Actually, what I will do is I'll turn on this lumberjack flag, and yeah, all this is still set up to cut, so they'll bring in those logs from there as well. That'll be good. Okay, we survived another couple of droughts. That's not bad going. We've got the water returning. I'm going to wait until this is flowing before I close this floodgate up at all, because I want these water pumps to be actually pumping as quickly as possible, because we desperately need to be refilling our water storage. But I think we'll leave it there for this episode. A bit slower. We haven't done as much drastic stuff, but we are starting a possibly ill-advised engineering project. Why not? What's the worst could happen? I've been thinking about what industry to add next, and I mean, we do want to be moving towards explosives, because we need to be able to put in water dumps to be able to hydrate more land, so we've got more farming areas, and I'd quite like to drop this down as well if we can. Or maybe an earth mover would be a better idea, but for earth movers, oh, we don't need bots for that. We can just use beavers. Ooh. But for that we do need polished planks and metal blocks. So we need a lot more industry before we could even do that. Oh, I don't know. I don't know. I'm concentrating on this reservoir because we don't need a huge amount of technology to do that. Like I said, we only need levees, which we have, and floodgates, which we have. We might want to invest in tier 3 floodgates. But, what I'd quite like to do is have sort of tiered floodgates as well, so we can drop the water out no matter how little water we have in this reservoir. I may need to think about that. Yeah, I may need to think about that. Although, having thought about it very briefly, so what we could do is if we pause for a second and I'll just lay out roughly what I'm thinking somewhere where we'll be able to see. So if this is our levee wall, like so, we'll use tier 2 floodgates for the moment. Like so, and then the floodgates on the outside like that, and then we just continue up to the next step, which would be there. And we just have platforms up to there with, again, the floodgates on the outside. And we just basically keep doing that all the way up, because then we can just drop water out no matter how full our reservoir is. That's what I'm thinking. That's probably the easiest way to do it with the technology that we have. Let me know your thoughts in the comments, though. I don't know if that's the best way of doing it, but that's just the thing that has occurred to me as I was speaking, basically. Okay, yeah, but let me know your thoughts in the comments. Please do give us a like and a subscribe if you've enjoyed it and you want to see more. Please check out the other videos on my channel, and please join us next time. Until then, I've been John. This has been Timberborn. Please do take care of yourselves, stay safe, and bye-bye.